PBIP, shares halted on code news pending. As Prudential Bancorp, Papa Bravo India, Papa, PBIB, halted for news.
Alright guys, so let's get this started here. Okay, so what we want to start looking at here is what's basically going on with the market today. So right here we have a chart of the ES futures, and basically right now they're flat. Makes sense. We needed this consolidation zone. I did have a short position on SPY. As you guys can see, I got stopped out after hours, but only just to be in my area again. I had a tight stop, not really a big position, but just trying to play a quick scalp. It didn't really work out, but that's okay. Always, you know, you got to adjust to how the market is moving and just make sure that, you know, you're going along with the market conditions. Okay, so having a look at this and seeing what's going on with the market today. So today we have S&P 500 in the range here. So this is a big level for it. There's huge market data that already came out. Jay Powell is to talk at 10 o'clock. He did mention some information here about how Fed will begin to reduce balance sheet after process of raising interest rate has begun, but they'll do it more appropriately. So it sounds more dovish that they're a little bit more bullish, obviously taking into account with what's going on with Ukraine. So that's the number one thing that we want to focus on here. The second thing is the readings that are coming out today. So we have Powell testimony at 10. We have crude oil stock change coming at 10:30, and tomorrow Thursday we have jobless claims and non-farm payroll, and it looks like there may be a delay in non-farm payroll numbers, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. So looking at the market as a whole, seeing what's moving here. So Alcoa, this has to do a lot with just a different sector overall that's moving. So if you want to figure out what stock is in a certain sector, you can do so. Like I already showed you guys in my previous videos. So this is aluminum. So commodities are rising. So Alcoa could still be in play here today, but my level is not met yet. So we'll hold on to it. So it's retesting here, which is what I like to see. This is a big level here at 85. We'll see if we can get above that. Chevron right now is doing okay in the pre-market. It's kind of you know, retesting here. So remember, whenever a stock goes up, you want it to retest, right? So this is just a straight vertical line. We want to see some sort of retest of this trend line and just start to, you know, come back towards this way before bouncing higher, right? So don't just so even this way we had a vertical move, came back, bounced, and finally kind of retested and then bounced again. So just be very patient with it. Don't get stopped out too early, right? Dollar Tree, they did have earnings, unfortunately did not beat, so we'll have an eye on this. But Dollar Tree is still setting up here. It is a defensive stock, so all the defensive stocks right now are up, like consumer staples and discretionary. So we'll see what happens with Dollar Tree here. It does have a gap that it could potentially fill to the lower level here, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. So right now in the other stocks that I'm watching here, so our, you know, tech stocks, so CRM is doing okay. It's up pre-market about 3%. Pre-market highs are about here. So CRM, I am watching this for a potential quick scalp to the upside at the break of 224. Then possibly we can get to this level here at 235, but right now it is consolidating in the lower zone. It does have a little bit. It did have a little bit of a channel to the downside, which it broke out of, which is fine. This is a nice move here, but I want to see a pullback above 224 and bounce into the 235. If this fails, we can easily go back below the 202 level here, right? So we'll see how this range balances out for us, right? So next we have Ford up here. Ford, I know a lot of people like this stock. Ford is great. I understand they're changing their business dynamics, and they have a lot of fundamental things that are going for them. Maybe in the next 10, 20 years, yeah, this company will pick up, but it's a little late to the EV party. So we'll see what this does. That's a spike up here. It's retesting its support right at this level, which is around $16. If it gets below this, we're gonna fall further down from here. Okay. So other stocks that we want to look at that are up right now here. So these are just bounces. These stocks are way overkilled here. DWAC is okay. I do like this stock, just because the technicals are setting up, not because of anything else. So if I just look at the technicals alone, it's still holding up an uptrend. It's broken this zone here. So this is a good resistance level. Now, if it can get above 98, its next level is 121. Okay. So if it can get above here and start to pick up some sort of amazing volume, we can start to see a crazy move to the upside. So we'll have a look at that. The other thing to keep an eye on with data that is coming out, which I really want to stress, it's the CPI numbers. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay. So core inflation numbers are coming out 10th of March. Consensus is 6.4. If we look at this, the consensus, it's been steadily going up. So they're already expecting this to go up. And if we look at the consensus, we're at 6. The last time we had CPI this high was 1989, right? And if we get above this, we're going to be past the 60s. What is it? This is 1970s area right here. We're headed towards 8 right now, right? I want you guys to really understand that what CPI, like go to Trade Economics, look at core inflation. You can read up on this, and they have different tools that you can do, and you can go max charts, and you can even export the data. It's a great website, okay? And just really have a look at this. You don't need to subscribe to this. It's totally free, what I'm using here. So, and also understand what stocks do well in rising interest rate markets, right? So, such as banks and all those different things. But right now, my focus is on just understanding where the market's headed. So the other thing I want to pay attention to is the top performing sectors here. Okay, so commodities, energy, silver, gold. So we got precious metals, food, obviously, and energy prices, because doesn't matter what happens, what kind of inflation we get into, people need to go to work, they need to drive, they need to pay for their cars, which requires gas, or even your houses, they require heating. In the winter months, they require cooling. Sorry, in the summer months, they require coolings. So energies, and you require electricity. So all different factors make sense that energies are going to do well. Keep an eye on utilities. I think utilities are going to rise as well. Okay, so if we keep looking at the Qs right here, Qs are down year to date 14%, SPY's down 10%. It's just not moving, right? So if we look at the S&P 500 chart that we were looking at, so we're going into March. So we're into March. If we look at the monthly candlesticks here, this is a month of February. Okay, so your range was between 43.68 to about 44.91, and then that was the range. It's pretty tight, right? And we're in the month of March right now, so we'll see how this month goes. Month of January was a very good month if you wanted to trade. So right now it's all shaping up to be moved, but on the monthly candlestick on a bigger time frame, we know support is at 4,200. As long as this level holds, we don't have a lot to worry about. So we'll keep an eye on this, but it's just something interesting to watch here. Okay, so what's been going on the monthly time frames here? So today, with the Fed coming out and with their meetings, and keep an eye on the Russia and the Ukraine meetings, what they're talking about and what's going on with that. If anything does get escalated here, we can see a pretty aggressive move in either direction. And the stocks that I'm watching that can make a wild move is LMT. Okay, so LMT is down right now because Russia and Ukraine are supposed to meet today. It is very vertical, so I expect. But however, if anything goes south, expect Lockheed Martin to take off. Right? If we look at the monthly trend on this, it's very bullish, and it looks like it just wants to rip. Okay, so this is huge. This is very important. A lot of people don't realize how understanding all these different factors comes into really understanding the market, right? So then LNG, this is natural gas. Once again, if the talks go south, expect natural gas to take off as well, right? So let's have a look here. So what stocks are down right now? We have LMT, which makes sense. Dollar Tree, Toll. Not a lot going on if you guys really look at it. Like even energy stocks like uh, Palo Alto, it's down right now. You know, we'll see what it does.
FAA says
It's a
Russian
big level
aircraft
right
that
here.
fly into the U.S. airspace could be intercepted. Ban starts at
Right, so we'll look at
9
this,
p.m.
right?
Eastern time.
And then
for all
a lot
Russian
of
aircraft, including
issues are
charters
going to
and
happen
leases.
with airlines as well because there's a ban on airlines. So we'll see what happens. It's basically we need a resolution to what's happening in the market. So with what's going on with Ukraine and Russia before the markets can really start showing us which way they want to go. Okay. So right now I'm not watching anything in particular today to make a move. As you guys can see, not a lot is happening right now. So today's best day is just to hands off, just kind of look at the market and see what it does. All right, guys. And just wait for the Fed to speak at 10 o'clock today. You will get a sense of direction and what they're speaking. So I don't recommend trading while the Fed is talking, or I don't recommend investing. So just wait until they finish and let the market absorb all the information and then try to step in. You don't need anything else, okay? So just wait for that information to come through before you guys start trading, all right?